Okay, let's do like a brief overview of emotional intelligence. This is really good, especially if you're new to the idea and the concept of emotional intelligence, but also it can be like a good refresher. It's always a good refresher for me because sometimes I forget the little tidbits that like I learned way back when I got accredited, and now I kind of go mostly into the parenting and like education kind of space as well. I think anyone who lives or works with kids needs to have emotional intelligence, needs to understand it and, not be perfect, but like I understand that, emotional intelligence generally is, I often call it's a relationship tool. Anyone who is in relationship with anyone else, which is basically everyone on the planet, unless you're like a hermit, then I think you need to have some level of emotional awareness, right? And the ability to understand and control your almost like reactions to your emotions. It's not that we want to control the emotions, and you can't. But anyway, let's dive in. So emotional intelligence is like the short way that I explain it is just being smart with your emotions. Now, that's obviously very reductionistic, but that's what I say because most of us were not taught to be smart with our emotions. Most of us were taught to kind of shove them down, suppress them, bottle them up, put them aside, get on with the day, get on with whatever you're doing, like get to class or, get on with your work. And no one really wanted to hear about them, right? We had this whole idea that emotions made us weak, soft, a girl or a baby, like just all you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So I'm here to change that. Emotional intelligence, if I kind of explain it a little bit more in depth, is the ability for us to be aware of our emotions and those of others and to use that information to manage ourselves well. So again, there's way more to it, but that is the kind of definition I go by. It's knowing our own emotions, understanding them, also understanding that other people have emotions, and then using that information. It is like, what do I want to say? It's like highly informative data, basically. Like it's a rich data when you understand how you're feeling and how that makes you show up in interactions with other people, and it affects your productivity and like how you go each day, just in daily life at home or at work or whatever with the people around you. But you also have to be aware that other people have emotions that are just as true and real for them as yours are for you. Okay, because very often we're like invalidating other people's emotions and experience. We're like, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. He didn't mean it. It was an accident or whatever. And we don't really validate other people's emotions like we do our own. Anyway, then it's using that information to manage our behavior well. So to make good decisions in the moment, to make healthy decisions for the future, like future relationships or future, like in a project at work, what am I going to do here, right? The moment we make decisions based on emotion and we react like, oh, we get those impulsive knee-jerk kind of reactions, then we're like, why did I do that? Or why did I say that? Or why did I send that email? Or why did I agree to that when I don't want to do that? Like, people don't realize the power, the actual profound power that comes with being like developing your emotional intelligence. I don't like to say that I'm like super emotional intelligent or I'm really emotionally intelligent or I have lots of emotional intelligence. I'm talking about it all day, every day, and I've written a book about it, and I have a YouTube about it, and I have a podcast about it, and I speak at conferences about it, but I'm still like, I'm human. And I actually think being emotionally intelligent still means you're human and you have emotions, and sometimes they get the better of you. And that doesn't mean you're emotionally unintelligent. So it's almost like, it's a little bit of a paradox in there. Anyway, talking a bit more about emotional intelligence, it is your ability to recognize your emotions, to understand them, to be able to label them and express them to the right person in the right way at the right time. And also, of course, then to regulate your, I often say regulate your nervous system or regulate your body or regulate your reaction to your emotions, because they're going to happen, right? If we drill down, maybe I'll do another video or episode on this. We can talk about emotions and neurochemically what's happening, and that you cannot really stop emotion. Like neurochemically, you can't stop emotions. Like you can't stop the cortisol from being squirted into your bloodstream kind of thing. like these things happen, but it's about, can I modulate or regulate or maybe control to a certain point my reaction to them? Like instead of yelling when I've noticed my kids have like spilled Fanta all over the sofa, which actually happened, how do I respond more thoughtfully in a more productive way, in a healthy way that actually gets the outcome I want? I actually did a reel on Instagram on that a couple of years ago, maybe a year or 2 years ago, and it went viral. It's got like is it 1 or 3 million? I can't remember, maybe 1 point something million views. And oh my God, people came out, people that I obviously don't even know, because that's the thing with social media, came. A lot were like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. I would have got yelled at, and just like watching this, I got chills because I would have been smacked and sent to my room. But a lot of people also said, wow, that's really soft, and you know, that's you're raising snowflakes kind of thing. Yes. What's up? Quick.
Can you come outside and play badminton with us?
Maybe after. I'll think about it. Close the door, please, and I'll come after. Child interruption. Okay, where was I? So emotional intelligence starts off with self-awareness. That's kind of like emotional intelligence 101. So self-awareness, I should say, is really just, if I nutshell it, it's knowing what you're feeling and why. So over here, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I'll just hold up this. I'm holding up a poster of the emotion wheel that I created a while ago. I think it's on my website. There's over 100 emotions on this. And that's an emotion wheel. It basically helps us to develop our emotional vocabulary, because most of the time we have like a handful of words. When people ask how we're feeling, we might say, yeah, I'm good. That's not even an emotion word. Okay. Not bad. That's an Aussie thing. We say how we're not feeling. We're not bad. Fine. Like none of those. We don't say, I'm going to like make it ridiculous. Exasperated. I'm feeling envy. I'm feeling amazed. I'm feeling disappointment. I'm feeling cheerful. I'm feeling peaceful, relieved, inadequate. Like, so anyway, that's a really good thing, because most of the time we say we're sad, mad, glad, that kind of idea, happy, sad, mad. So self-awareness, really increasing our understanding and recognition, and the sense, like the perception, of how we're feeling and why. So in the past, let's say I might have just randomly been like in a crappy mood. Now I know, you know what, let's say I haven't had any new projects or clients book in for work or something for a few days or a week or something, and I'm getting stressed about it. Then I can say, you know what, I'm feeling worried or I'm feeling anxious because I haven't had any new incoming bookings or clients or something like that, right? Parent coaching clients or whatever it might be. So I can now actually recognize how I'm feeling. I can put a proper word to it, a name to it, and I know why. I've connected why I'm feeling that way to a reason or a cause. Okay, so it could be like, oh, I'm feeling worried because grandma's in hospital, or I'm feeling disappointed because I expected to have go out for my birthday and my husband organized nothing. I know, I'm just making it up. So you know what I mean? Like, to connecting why you're feeling to a cause or a reason. I think most of the time we feel crappy. Or bad. Let's just say we feel bad. And then what do? We scroll on our phones, or like, oh, it's terrible. So that's self-awareness. Another piece of the emotional intelligence puzzle is self-regulation. So again, this is, now that we know how we're feeling and why, and we're able to label it. Actually, I should say in there, we often say name it to tame it in the emotional intelligence space, the emotional intelligence world, but probably other spaces as well. But we say name it to tame it because we know there's so much research that supports the moment we just name specifically the emotion, how we're feeling, like what we're feeling, that immediately brings away, like it drops off some of the heat and the intensity of the emotion. So even just naming it, right? Wild. Which is why I have things like emotion wheels. Self-regulation is really managing our reactions in a healthy way, in a constructive way, in a productive way, something that's going to either benefit myself in the long run. So let's say I haven't gotten any clients for the last week. Could be my kids are like not listening and it's been a whole day and I'm like, at least I know how I'm feeling and why, and then I can make a good decision about what to do next, or what to say, or how to set a boundary, or, we're not going out until this space is cleaned up because I'm getting stressed and I'm tripping over things, or, you know what, okay, I need to like start afresh, chat with my assistant and say, Karen, why haven't we gotten any bookings? Are we doing enough posting on social media, emailing our network and blah, blah, blah. Like, then I make good decisions about the problem or the cause of why I'm feeling this way, rather than, remember, those knee-jerk reactions that most of the time when we have a knee-jerk or an impulsive reaction to how we're feeling, we're kind of making things worse. Especially when it comes to our kids, we add fuel to the fire. We're like, well, if you're not going to finish your assignment, or, if you're not going to apologize to your brother, then guess who's not getting TV after dinner? I don't know, I'm making it up. So, you know what I mean? We often make things worse because we're reactive. So regulating our reaction to our emotions can mean the difference between, let's say, having a productive week or having a great rest of the day versus like I'm just sitting in a hole because I'm feeling worse and worse and worse, not getting any clients, or arguing with my kids and then they're even more dysregulated and cranky and think I'm the most unfair parent in the world, blah, blah, blah. So you guys get it, right? Okay. Also, empathy is a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay, so this is, I guess, our ability to sense and understand what others are feeling. It's that whole putting yourself in someone else's shoes. It is perspective taking. It's going, okay, even though I feel this way, whoever the other person in the interaction is, my husband, my 2 kids, could be my neighbor, could be my mother-in-law, could be I don't have a boss, but you know what I mean? Could be your boss at work. Based on like what I know about this person and you know how our interactions go or what's going on for them, sometimes we have to dig, like, why is that person reacting like that, or why has that person been a bit snappy with me, or why are they not replying to my text, or why are they, I don't know, like a myriad of things. Like knowing why my kids are a bit snappy and irritated and uncooperative, like having the empathy means I'm thinking about why you're reacting that way, or I'm thinking about how you're feeling, because I know emotions drive behavior. And I know, not that I get it right all the time, but being emotionally intelligent means I take things way less personally, which is such a game changer. I promise you guys, like taking things less personally. Oh my God, I used to do that all the time. So this idea of having empathy means I get that sometimes people are just snappy because of whatever they have got going on, or maybe they're distant because of what is going on with them in their life and their family and their work and all this, like their whole world that I have no idea about what's going on behind the scenes. So empathy, massive part of being emotionally intelligent. And that's the first thing that comes to mind is the ability for us to take things way less personally and to just, let's say that someone has been a bit abrupt with you over text or email or just face to face. You don't snap back or you don't make a comment like, what's up your bonnet today? I got that wrong. You've got a bee in your bonnet today, or, what's up your butt kind of thing. Like I don't want to say ass, but I just did. Like it's kind of, it's pausing and just thinking a little bit more curiously. That's a word? With curiosity about why that person is behaving that way. I promise you 99 times out of 100, it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with what they are going through or experiencing or what's on their mind, right? Couple more things. Emotional intelligence definitely 100% involves or includes social skills like communication, conflict resolution, and that helps to build strong relationships, okay? Communication and conflict resolution, 2 massive aspects, like they kind of come under the emotional intelligence umbrella. When I got trained in emotional intelligence, I think it was 2018 or 19. I'm going to say 2019. We learned this model. It's the Institute of Social and Emotional Intelligence in the US. We learned this model that meant, that kind of said emotional intelligence is made up of 26 individual competencies, like 26 individual skill areas. Some of them are communication, like I'm just going to label some, conflict resolution, so what we're talking about now, emotional self-awareness, personal power, so the feeling of how much power or control you have over your own life, empathy, did I say empathy? No, I didn't. Stress management, resilience, teamwork, building bonds, 26, right? I don't have them all off the top of my head. So, but there's so many different areas, and communication, the ability for you to openly, honestly, and productively communicate with other people in the workplace or at home or whatever to make good decisions and work together well, basically work well with others. That is huge. And that's a piece of the puzzle that people don't realize. They think emotional intelligence is just about emotions. It's not. And also conflict resolution, because I promise you, you will be resolving conflict every day. You just don't know about it, or you haven't thought about it from this angle, especially if you have kids, right? But even if you go to the shops and you're, buying your groceries, or if you go to work and you're in a workplace, like whenever you're with other people, there's going to be little conflicts, like I'm not talking about like big arguments and disagreements. I'm talking about like, I plan to go to the post office to run an errand, and my kids are like, but I want to finish watching this show. Like, do we have to go now? And I'm like, like that's a conflict, a moment to like resolve almost like a difference of will or wishes, or, you know, like my kids want to do something, I want to do this. And they say, can we go here today? And I'm like, oh, I don't really have time, or I don't want to, or whatever. Like there's so many moments. Or, you know, you cut the banana wrong, or you say to your teenager, you know, you can't go out to your friend's house until you've tidied your room and your plates, or, you know, in the sink or something. There's always going to be moments. Every single, like, you probably got a bunch, 10 a day, right? Where there's little moments where you have to like work things out and problem solve. Okay, so emotional intelligence helps this hugely, because we all just, to be honest, we want to get our way, because that's autonomy and we like choice and control for ourselves. That's normal human behavior. But when you live with someone, especially kids, or you live with a partner, or you work in a workplace or whatever, you have to marry that up, or you have to balance that with other people's wills and wishes and what they want to do, right? Their desires or whatever, their timelines. So I'm not going to say any more, but conflict resolution is massive. There's a huge piece. The last one, maybe I will say, is just motivation. This is another aspect of emotional intelligence people don't really realize. It's the ability to obviously set goals, stay optimistic and persevere even when things get tough, and continue to reach your goal. Okay, I'm just going to take a sip. So motivation, like if you think about it, when you get bored of something, or when you are, you know, you lack that motivation, goals don't get realized, people might get let down, projects don't get finished, and like you can think of it in all different facets, home, work, everything, you know. So I won't kind of go deep into that, but I think, yeah, we need to just acknowledge that motivation, if we are not emotionally intelligent, or we don't have those skills, we're probably going to give up. We're not going to persevere. We're going to say it's too hard. We're not going to be resilient. Oh, I didn't even mention resilience. That's one of the 26 competencies. So resilience is, I feel like this is really hard, or I got let down, or I got disappointed, or someone's hurt my feelings, or whatever it is, the ability to bounce back, or sometimes we say, you know, bounce forward and move on and get through that adversity. You know, adversities happen at all different levels every day, micro, huge. So emotional intelligence 100% helps with that. So we know that emotional intelligence helps people manage stress better, solve problems more calmly and more thoughtfully, respond, not react, and be empathetic and lead with compassion. And let's think, you know, to be honest, if we're talking about specifically in a family, parents are the leaders, right? We have to be fair, we have to inspire, we have to gain cooperation from our kids. But the same thing happens at work and in other relationships and things too. So huge override, like it's such a big topic. I kind of wanted to just go through. I don't think I've done a bit of an overview of emotional intelligence in a while, but yeah, I hope that kind of gives you some takeaways and a bit more of an understanding of, yeah, just emotional intelligence as a whole. There is so much. Please go and find some more of my videos on YouTube, or go and find some more of my episodes on the podcast. I love this stuff. And of course, if you're on social media, you can, number one, my Instagram is emotionally.intelligent.parent. And you can find me on Facebook as well. My community is called Let's Raise Emotionally Intelligent Kids. And I think there's 130, well, at the moment, so 130, 140,000 people there. So it's a great community. And yeah, I love to do little clips and stuff on Instagram too, little reels. So that's fun. Thank you for being on this journey with me, because it is fun, it is tough, it is challenging, but man, it is so, so worth it. And reach out to me if you have any questions, or you want to work together, or you want to do some sessions, or you want me to speak at your workplace or school, like anything to do with emotional intelligence. I love it. It's my jam. So thank you for being here.